Okay, so in this video I'm going to take you through the entirety of the ECDL spreadsheet syllabus, looking through all of the criteria one by one. So the first one, open, close a spreadsheet application. So what you'd be using for this is Excel, so this is how you open it. The next one is to open or close spreadsheets. So to open a spreadsheet, just go Control and O, which is the keyboard shortcut for open, and I can open a spreadsheet, for example, this one. Okay, and if I wanted to close it, I'll just press the X or Control and W is the keyboard shortcut for that. Okay, so to create a new spreadsheet based on a default template, I would go to File, New, and then I can choose one of the templates. So for example, budgets, and I can choose one. I would need to download it, and then this is an example spreadsheet. The next one, so to save a spreadsheet. So for example, if I make a spreadsheet like this and I need to be able to save it, I'll also save it to another name. So to save, just press the save button. The first time you save it runs save as my spreadsheet. But for some reason, if I wanted to save another copy, I might need to use save as like this. So rather than just clicking save, go to save as, and I can navigate to a different folder on the left to give it another name, etc. Okay, the next one is to save a spreadsheet as another file type. So in some circumstances, I might need to save a spreadsheet as an older Microsoft format, or for example, an XML format or a text file. So I would just choose one of the file types from the list. So for example, I'm going to use XML for now. I might want to give it a new file name as well, and then press save. Okay, it won't allow me to do an XML file, so let's do something else. So text file instead. And press OK, press yes. Okay, the next one, switch between open spreadsheets. So if I have more than one spreadsheet open, I can switch between open spreadsheets by going to View and choose Switch Windows, and this allows me to choose a different workbook other than out of the ones that I have open. Okay, so the next one, so set basic options such as the username, default folder to open, etc. So these options are always in File and then Options, and you can choose different things. So for example, the username down here, we can change it to Bob Smith, and the default folders, so if we look for save, and I can change the default folder that is used to save something in here. Okay, and then you would press OK. The next one is use available help functions. So if I'm stuck on something, I can press the question mark here and search for something. This is especially useful in your exam because there's nothing stopping you using built-in help. So for example, if I needed to know how the COUNTIF function works, I can type it in and learn about how to use that function. Okay, the next one, magnification zoom, exactly as in Word, so I can zoom in and out down here. So in the exam you might get asked to zoom into a specific amount, so it might make more sense to go to View and click Zoom, and then you can type in. So for some reason, if it was 77, you would type it in here. Okay, just going to set that back to 100%. So display, hide, built-in toolbars, restore, minimize the ribbon. So to do this kind of thing, what I would do is press this arrow here, and what that does is it hides the ribbon. If I wanted to change a toolbar, I would use, let me have a think, is this in options? Quick access toolbar, yeah, so here I could change what's on the toolbar using this menu. Okay, moving on to the next section. So insert and select. So this is all about cells. So a spreadsheet is made up of cells. If I wanted to insert something into a cell, I would type here, so £4. If I wanted to select the data in a cell, I just need to click it. Okay. This one, understand that a cell in the worksheet should only contain one element of data. Right, okay, if for some reason you needed something like this, so I would put currency, let's say pounds, euros, so I'm just going to copy and paste. So it's always really important that you put one item of data in each cell, okay? So here I might put 4, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just going to remove the currency format from this one. Okay, so it is never appropriate to write £4 in one cell. They are two different items of data. 4 is one, pounds is another. Okay, recognise good practice in creating lists. Avoid blank rows and columns in the main body of the list. Insert blank row before total row. Ensure cells bordering list are blank. Okay, so if I was to do a list of items like this, generally you wouldn't have any random rows left blank. That would be considered bad practice. And before a total row, you need to have a blank cell. So for example, if I wanted to do a total here, and then to use the sum function to add up everyone's total, generally good practice is to have a blank row before putting that in. Okay, next one. Enter a number, date, text in a cell. So you can enter any sort of data in here. So I'm just going to use over here for some examples. So for example, if the data was Monday, that would be text. So you can change the data type of the cell by using this menu up here. So that would need to be text. If I wanted to put in a number, it would go like this, and I'd need to change this to number. Okay? You can change the formats in more detail, but I think we'll come on to that later. If you want to enter a date, generally if you type in the date, it will convert it to the date format for you. Can you see? So because I put the date in this format, it's already selected date. But if for some reason your data hasn't come up with the date format, again, you just choose it from the list up here. Okay, next one. So select a cell, range of adjacent cells, range of non-adjacent cells, entire worksheet. Okay, so to select an entire worksheet, a good keyboard shortcut is Control plus A on the keyboard, and this keyboard shortcut in all Microsoft applications is Select All. So if I press Control and A, I press Control and A twice sometimes, and this will select the entire worksheet. To select a column, I click at the top, and that selects the entire column. The same thing with a row, I will do something like this. If I just wanted to select a row in my table, I would click and drag over those cells. And the last thing is non-adjacent cells. To do this, you need to hold Control on the keyboard. So for example, if I wanted to select all of the pounds rows, I would select, click and drag. I could hold Shift here, but now I need to hold Control on the keyboard and select the non-adjacent rows. Okay, so edit cell content, modify existing cell content. So for example, if I wanted to change this to 7, I just type in 7. If I wanted to change something specific about this, I could do it up here as well in the kind of formula bar, and I could change the data in the cell there. Okay, use the undo redo command. Okay, up here, if I want to change what I've just done, I generally don't want that to have a Z on it, so I can switch between undo, go back one step, or redo, go forward one step. Again, keyboard shortcuts for this, I could use Control and Z, Control and Y. So Control and Y is redo, Control and Z is undo. All this does is undoes the last action that you made, or redoes the last action that you made. Okay, search command for specific content in the worksheet. Again, another helpful keyboard shortcut is Control and F, which is find, or I can click find and select up here. So when I do that, it brings up this menu, and then for example, if I wanted to find where Jeff is, I press find next, and it jumps to that cell for me. Okay, the next one, use the replace command. So for example, if Jeff contacted me and he needed his name changed to his full name, it would be sensible to use find and replace. So I'm going to make it so that Jeff, wherever Jeff is in the spreadsheet, it turns it into Jeffrey, and that's especially helpful when you have multiple instances of a piece of data that you need to change in one go. Okay, so where are we next? So sort arrange by one criterion in ascending, descending, numeric order, ascending. Okay, to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this up to the top to make it a little bit easier. And to sort the currency row, what I would need to do is press the column and sort A to Z. So I'm going to click expand the selection like this, and what that did, it sorted it by the currency in alphabetical order. I could do the same thing again, but this time by descending. So again, sort largest to smallest. Always click expand selection. It didn't like that with the total for some reason. So let's try like this, sort largest to smallest. Okay, that was better. So just select the column in your table, and then that's how you sort the data. Descending alphabetic, exactly the same as numeric. So yeah, you click the column and then choose sort, and that allows you to choose the criterion. Okay, copy the content of a cell range within a worksheet between worksheets. So at this point I've got another worksheet here. If I wanted to copy this paid column, I'd select the column, press Ctrl and C to copy, Ctrl and V to paste. Okay, good keyboard shortcuts to learn. Ctrl plus C, Ctrl plus V. Copy and paste. Just going to delete this stuff because I don't need it anymore. If you want to do it without using the keyboard shortcuts, just select the data, right click, and you can use copy and paste from the right click menu. If I wanted to do it between open workbooks rather than spreadsheets, what I would do again, just go back to view, go to switch windows like this, and I could do the same thing but copy and paste the data between open spreadsheets. Okay, autofill tool, copy handle tool to copy increment data entries. So if, for example, I needed another column called ID, like this, and I could go through and type 1, 2, 3, 4 myself, but watch what the spreadsheet does. So I'm going to click and use the bottom right-hand corner until the cursor turns into this kind of plus symbol, and what this technique is called is, is copy down. So if I select the first two, it will recognize a pattern, and it will do it for me. So ascending, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you just do it with a single item of data, it will copy that item to the rest of the cells. So you see what I did there? It copied Sally. But if you do it in something that forms a pattern, for example 1, 2, then this will fill out the rest of the column for you. Okay, move the content of a cell range within a worksheet, between open worksheets. Okay, so to copy the contents of a cell, what I could do is just go to copy, again like this, and I could go to paste, and I would choose paste values. So I don't want anything apart from the values, so I just need to choose paste values. Okay, delete cell contents, that's an obvious one. Click the cell, press delete on the keyboard, and it goes. So now we're in the rows and columns section. So we've already gone through select a row, range of rows, etc. So just on the side, press shift and highlight your data like this, or select an entire row by clicking at the top. Control to do non-adjacent, and if they are adjacent, you hold shift on the keyboard. Okay, select a column, we've just done that the same. Insert, delete rows and columns. So, for example, if I want to add a new column here, right-click the column and press insert. If I wanted to add 2 new rows, right-click, press insert. Okay, so depending on how many rows or columns you select, that's how many will be inserted. Modify column widths, row heights to a specified value to optimal width or height. Okay, so with this, I can right click, I can go to column width, and it allows me to type in a new number. So if I wanted to make the currency column twice as wide, I would double the number like this, and it would do that for me. I can do the same thing with rows. What's even more helpful here is doing it with all rows. So I'm selecting all using shift, and I'm going to select all of the rows and change them all to 20, making them bigger. To use the thing about optimal is if you have something such as this, we can see that this column doesn't fit my label. So my label is paid. So to make it optimal, what I would need to do is just double click, and then that would fit the size of the column to match the data or the labels. Okay, I'll do that again. If for some reason you had something like this, just double click the border between the 2 rows and it will automatically fit. So now we've got that inconsistent a little bit, so I'm just going to go back, select again and change them to 20.